Hey guys, welcome back. We're out here again today on Mille. Got another beautiful day. It was kind of a really crappy rainy morning and I stayed up for like 38 hours straight or something like that. So when I fell asleep last night, I was out and slept in a little bit this morning. Getting out here, and I'm gonna spend the rest of the day out here on the lake. Yesterday I was out here, caught a ton of fish, a lot of them on beds, a lot of them also not on beds. But I was talking to a guy at the landing and he had a day a lot like I did, and kind of came to the conclusion that, you know, a lot of those really shallow bed fish have been beat up really bad from just pressure, and then I think a lot of the big ones have moved either deeper or they're completely done. It's pretty late in the spawn right now, so a lot of the bed fish that are still there to be caught are not going to be those bigger fish that we really come up here for. But I'm probably going to spend a little bit of time doing it just because I don't get up here very much and I want to catch some fish. But I'm also going to spend some time really trying to figure out those post spawners, and there's pre-spawners too, and I feel like I've figured out where to target the pre-spawners. I just don't know exactly where to go to get the post spawners, and a lot of the problem is that there's not a lot of them right now. There's a lot of fish that are spawning, so we're gonna just go out there and mess around again today, see what happens, try to learn some new stuff. You know, doing the bed fishing, I'm not learning as much the whole time. I'm still learning a lot about the spawn, but the goal about doing this is to get better at fishing this kind of lake and some of these offshore spots. So we're gonna dink around, and should be a beautiful day, not very much wind. Pretty much do anything today, so let's go out there and see what we can do, see what we can catch. Kind of a little one, but got our first one of the day. There we go. You can see where we're at right now is middle of nowhere, and this one is actually on a bed, I'm pretty sure. I can't see the bed, but there's a huge boulder right there, and I could just see the outline of the boulder down in the water. So I backed off and started pitching to it. It could have just been sitting on that boulder. I don't know if it was on a bed or not for sure, but I think the key to just coming out here and consistently catching them is thinking a little bit outside the box. Everyone knows right where those obvious ones are going to be, out by the docks and really shallow and stuff, but those are the ones that everyone's going to hammer. So these ones out here you can catch, and you know pretty quick whether you found a spot where they're pressured or not, because if they're not, you can usually drive the boat right over top of them or see them, and the first cast that you make to them, you'll catch them right off the bat. If they're a little bit more pressured, usually they'll take a few minutes or a little more to get the bite, but got one, and that's 2 days in a row on Mille, not getting skunked. It's pretty awesome out here. Oh, big one, giant one. Oh, there's another big one with it. There's two of them. There's two great big ones. I got the bigger of the two though. Oh my gosh, this is a giant. Don't fall off. I got it, I got it. I got it, guys. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Look at that fish. Oh my god. Just a chunk. There's one little cluster of rocks in about 12 feet of water. And I backed off again, started tossing onto it, and I got a bite. I threw back in there. Look at that thing. Oh man, that must be a pre-spawner, I'm guessing. Super thick, really deep water. Yeah, I'm just out on this main lake point here, way out in the middle of nowhere, and I guarantee you I'm just finding these fish that no one else has even thought to go after. Man, that's awesome. Look at that thing. That's a good one. That's a really good one. On a big rock line, or like right where it breaks, comes off the sand, there's a bunch of rock and the smallies are stacked. I just hooked into like a 6-pounder, it broke off here a second ago. I hooked another good one. There we go. Look at that sucker. Not sure what this thing was doing. Like I said, I'm basically just right on the break where it drops off the sand and there's a bunch of rock here. And I think the one that I just lost was on a bed, but it was like a 6-pounder. It was giant. I broke off and it came up and I saw it, and it was like twice this size. But that's a freaking solid fish right there too. Fun one. Give you a nice fight. God, that's awesome. Well, we're gonna get it back in the water, let her live another day. Hopefully catch it in a couple of years when it's like 7 pounds. I got a big one, guys. Freaking giant. This is the one that I broke off on earlier. At least I got my second chance, and I hooked it. See if I can get my bait back. Not as big as what I thought it was, but it's big. Oh, it just fell off. You have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. Guys, I got out on this hump out here right now. Started throwing a crankbait on these huge boulders, and I'm hooked up with what feels like an absolute giant. I don't know if it's a bass. Yep, it's a smallmouth. It's not, I don't think it's a tank, but it's not small. I'm gonna get the net out for this one since it's on a crankbait. It doesn't look very good. little. Oh my gosh, look at that. Just got that sucker right there. Out here on this rock hump. Big little island out here, or a big hump that come up to about 8 feet of water. And I threw a DT10 on right there, that demon color DT10. And there one is. Look at that. Getting it done out here. That's sweet. That gives me a lot of confidence. I mean, going around and catching those bedfish is awesome, but when I can get out here way offshore, find some stuff on the graph, and then throw a crankbait and catch a fish like that, I'll take that every day. Let's get back in there and see if there's a school of them. Maybe we'll get a couple more. Little one. Got a little guy here. There's a really defined rock line that goes along here, and I'm just flipping up there with the Ned rig. It's like the smallest one on the trip right there, but it's a fish. Guys, freaking excited right now, but also pretty sad. My GoPro was just doing some weird stuff with the SD card and whatever. Wasn't rolling, but I just caught an absolute stud. My biggest fish of the trip. Tank of a smallmouth right here. Haven't weighed it yet, gonna get a weight, but I'd say it's probably about 4.5. But that right there is why we come up here, for fish like that. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I'm out on this rock still where I caught those last 2 small ones, and I just bombed the Ned rig out as far as I could out in front of the boat here, and she came up. Looks like a big pre-spawner, maybe post-spawner, I don't know. It's just built like a tank, but it could have been on a bed, I guess, and I just got lucky and dropped it on her. But obviously it's too cloudy and windy out here to see the beds. God, look at that. That is just phenomenal. That's a tank of a smallmouth, just a giant. It's a good one. That's a really good one. Yes. Look at that. Oh, popped off. Right there. Man, that's a solid one. Nice 3-pounder. It's been pretty slow. I've been doing a whole bunch of offshore fishing today. Not being able to see any of the fish really that I've been catching. And I've been struggling for the last couple hours, so I decided to come up shallow and just look for some new areas with beds, some good spawning areas. And I got into this one. I found a bunch of empty beds out deep, moved a little shallower, and I actually found a couple. So that's a solid fish right there. Fun one to catch for sure. Once again, just having a blast up here on Mille. Can't beat this, especially when I only get to come up here once or twice every year, maybe. Definitely gonna take advantage of it and catch some of these fish. Yeah, that thing is just beautiful. There we go. There's a good one. Oh man, look at that thing. That is another nice smallmouth. Just going nuts. See if if we can get this one in the boat. There we go. Another solid one. That one's a little smaller than the last couple, but I will still take that anytime. Sweet. Get him back in there. Thanks for the fight, buddy. There's a good one. Nah, he's not that good. I'd be excited if I was on the river, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna flip him in. Little male, I'm sure. Little guy. Little skinny guy. Big one. Oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of pre-spawners right here. A ton of them. I just seen like 5 or 6 big ones swim by the boat. The one was huge. And then I just hooked up with this thing and it's big. Oh my god, there's like 4 of them with it. Look at this. Oh, what a cluster. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is awesome. That might be a post spawner. That one might be done. They might all be post spawners. That's wild though. I saw a whole school of them swim by and I tried catching them, but it was too late. They already kind of seen me. So I just bombed a cast out there and hooked this guy. And then a whole school of them followed him back to the boat. I was trying to hook another one there, but couldn't pull it off. I'm gonna get back out and see if I can get another one. Jeepers. First hair jig fish. It's one of these dumb things. There we go. There we go. Another nice one. GoPro died, but I had set up, so I had to grab the other one that's on the stick and get that rolling. But another solid smallmouth right there. I'm up shallow, kind of just fishing for some spawn ones, like I said. It was kind of rough on me, and I might not come back out here tomorrow. I might try a different lake, so decided to get out here or come up shallow and just try to catch a few more of these spawners, have some fun before I take off for the weekend. But still got plenty of daylight left. We're gonna try to smack a few more shallow, and then I might go back out and keep messing around with some other stuff. But get them back in the water. This one was just cruising, I think. See the net? Actually got the net out today. I lost a couple at the boat yesterday because I didn't do that. There we go. Oh man, that is a really nice one. Wow, look at that one, guys. Holy smokes, that thing looked like half that size when it was down in the water. It's a freaking big one. Oh. Guys, you gotta see this one. Oh man, look at that sucker. Wow, man, look how big that thing is. Another one on the hair jig. It's like the fourth bite I've got now, just working the edge of these reeds, the outside edge. It's another little one, but I just lost one a little bit ago that was big. Like one of the biggest ones I've had since I've been up here. But yeah, got the hair jig with a little tiny chunk of a Ned rig on the back. Little guys are hammering it. Little male. Nice one on the hair jig. Very nice one. Jeepers. Look at that sucker. Another hair jig fish. That looks like a big male. Real skinny one. Back in there. There we go. Man, the hair jig. The hair jig is picking up here. And basically, nice one. Good fighting size. Basically going through this little spawning area. I've seen some monsters in here on beds, but I haven't been able to get close to them without spooking them. But I started throwing that hair jig around because I've seen a whole bunch of them kind of roaming through here too. And boom, we got one in like fourth or fifth cast. So I'm gonna keep throwing that and keep looking for big ones on beds. See if we can maybe sneak up on one or two. Got some more hair jig action going on. Man, Another hair jig fish, guys. This thing is absolutely killing them right now. I'm basically just using it to catch the ones that aren't on beds, and there's a whole bunch of them in this little area that are cruising. But it's a good bait just to throw around, even if you are looking for some beds, just throw it around in between them, you know, when you're looking. That's basically what I'm doing right now. I'm keeping my eye out for beds, but I'm also just tossing this thing around and it's getting bit. But the last thing you want to do is go up and sneak up on those ones that are not on beds and spook them off. So heck yeah, not a big one, but definitely a fun one to catch on light spinning reel. So get it back in the water, and we're gonna keep hammering them on the hair jig. A beautiful day out there, not too windy again. I figured some stuff out with the hair jig and just fishing beds a little bit again, but got one on a crankbait. So it was pretty cool just to get out there and kind of mess around and explore a little bit more, and just try to, you know, figure out a few things that work to catch smallmouth on a lake like this, because I've said it a million times, but I don't get up here near enough, and I'm always fishing the river, and this is a lot different. So we're gonna count this weekend as a success already, see what happens tomorrow. I really don't know what's gonna happen with the weather and all that, but we'll maybe come out on this lake again, maybe go try another lake tomorrow, but we'll see. That's gonna wrap it up here for this video though, and I hope you guys had an awesome time watching me catch some smallmouth, and I hope for yourself sometime. But until then, we'll see you next time on Grind Season Outdoors. See you later, guys.